podcast. Goddamn.
Oh, that's how we doing this? Starting off like that?
Yep.
That's how we started off, huh?
Damn straight.
That's how we start conversations off in 2022.
Yep.
Really?
Fairly simple. Just straight to the point.
That's how we starting off.
I'm Red Hood again. Cage Hood 420.
Well, the more you know, people. The more you know. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's good? Good to see you. Red will be here in a minute. Red will be here in a minute. And another guest coming through. We're gonna have a little fun with today's show. What's up with y'all? Hope y'all doing well. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh shit. I gotta add Hunter. Yeah. What?
Hunter, baby.
Gotta add
What's up,
Hunter.
everyone?
Forgot to add Hunter to the call.
Damn.
I know I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person.
Yo, Bush is being extra in the chat already.
What do you do now?
That's what he's done, because he does nothing but lay in his bed all day. That's what he says. Yo, what's good, Mike? What's good, Hustle? You getting feedback, by the way, but Big Cloud.
Yeah, man. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Make sure all my
What's
levels
good,
are
Rob
good.
Jones?
Had to
What's
set
good,
my levels.
Talos? Good to see y'all.
I had to set my audio levels. Sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, good to see everybody. You know, the more you know. The more you know. It's a good Friday. Hope y'all doing well. So everybody's gonna be jumping in as we go. Have a little fun. But before we get into that, though, we gonna get into these intros. Uh-oh. Somebody jumped in here. Who jumped in
What
here?
up?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, dude?
Chillin',
What's
bro.
up?
How you been?
Good. How you doing, Ryan?
Good. Welcome. All right, so
Thank you.
Hunter will be on his way. He's on his way here, I believe, and we got Red Hood. So we pretty much got a full crew today. Everybody in the chat. So anyway, go ahead, the like button, hit relax, chill. We gonna definitely have some fun. What's up, Ari? I see everybody in the chat. What's up? Let's say what's up to the people. Cass. Or should I say, well, you lost your moniker because now we got 3 people, but it was Cage. Now it's I guess it's just Cage.
It's just nothing. It's good job, Bit Hood. No, but what's good?
We doing this? We doing this?
Happy Friday, of course.
We doing this?
Of course.
We
It's
doing
always
this?
it's always with.
I don't answer to that.
Loving malice. Okay.
Oh.
To everybody, but
we have a name for it now, y'all. We have a name for it. It's a loving malice. Okay.
Yes,
the more you know, the more you know.
Good with words, vocabulary. It's something I studied in school.
Fart sound.
Well, that's good. Vocabulary is
Fart
definitely key.
sound. Such a fool. What up? Okay, good to see you. Got Next Gen Gaming coming through. What's going on, brother?
How's it going?
Good, man. Good. It's been a good week, I guess you can say. Good, interesting week of gaming, I would say. What up, Big Mike? Cass, I mean, how do we tackle what's going on this week? I mean, do we get into the first thing, the big, I guess, thing that's going on right now? I mean, honestly, this isn't even a big thing, but what I'm seeing on the internet is hilarious in regards to this. I've seen a lot of excuses. Redfall, man. I'll just go ahead and tackle it. There's just no way ifs or buts about it, or way of taking it, or being real, I guess slick with it. Redfall, we got confirmation that the game is running at 30 FPS. Mind you, what year?
Yep.
What year are we in, Cassie? What year are we in? I could have sworn.
I think it's 2023. I think I'm a little hazy on that. Most of the time, I listen to 70s music, so in my mind, I think I'm in the 70s.
The old school films. I was watching Demolition Man, yesterday. So I mean, it's like I don't know, man. Am I in the 90s? I don't know, but I guess we're not. We're in 2023, and the game is running at, you guessed it, 20. Well, I was about to say 20. it's running at 30.
Yo,
FPS.
big yikes. You big yikes. I mean, at this point, what's the difference?
What's the difference? 30 FPS.
30 FPS. Look, 30 FPS without motion blur looks like 20 FPS. So
let's
to
not
me,
do
it's
this.
same difference.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. But 30 FPS is running. And what's even more wild about this it's kind of killing me that we're at this point. Again, we have these next gen consoles, and mind you, I just got done talking with you guys, and I went off a little bit. Well, I didn't really go off, but I told you guys why I don't think we need them. But I told you guys flat out. I was like, bro, we talk about next-gen pro consoles. We don't need pro units for these damn consoles. We don't need them. But yet, that was the conversation. We needed pro consoles. And here we are now. Games are not even running at 60. Uh-oh. Speaking of 60. Look who decided to show up now. Look at him.
That's crazy.
Look at him.
I come through and Cage just automatically turns
know.
off the video cam.
I know.
Is crazy, the amount of disrespect.
I know.
I was being harassed with phone calls, sir.
Oh, that's a good excuse. I gotta
It is the excuse, and I'm sticking to it. That's what we do.
The ridiculousness is real. What up, Red Hood? What's up, brother? Good. So we talking about Redfall. It's 30 FPS. It's the year 2023. We got pro units reportedly coming next year, right? And it's crazy. I could have sworn we were over this, bro. I thought we were over this, but I guess not. This is
overall. It's just a shame because we know that Redfall has been in development for a decent period of time.
Yeah.
It got delayed by like a year.
Oh,
for me personally, this would have been a good game that I could play with my homies on Xbox. I'm on the PC playing it. Like it may run at 60 on PC, but unfortunately, when I'm looking at the closed box, lack of being finished version, because the Xbox is a closed box, and it's going to run at 30 at launch. To me, that says that the game isn't finished. So I can only imagine what the PC version is going to look like. I hope that they do delay the game. I do want them to delay it, release it when it's ready, give us that good experience, because day one, the biggest thing they're going to have to be concerned with is making sure that the netcode, all that shit, the internet, connecting to other players is working. So that I want that to be the main concern at launch, making sure that works. Like worrying about performance mode and all that, just delay the game until we get the complete game.
So I was just watching Marlon's stream, and he had some dudes in the chat saying, "Oh, it's fine. 30 FPS is fine. It's no problem with it. It's a shooter." I'm like, huh? I could have sworn,
dude. If it's a shooter, it has to be.
It got to be 60
FPS.
Yeah, I can't do this. No, not with these consoles.
And the thing is, there's no excuse because the game doesn't even look current gen. If I'm being quite honest, in terms of if you want to argue graphics or anything like that, that game does not justify it being 30 FPS. And the excuse I have, what Xbox is going to be using going forward is, hey man, it's on Game Pass. It can come later. And I have a feeling that they'll probably do that going forward. There were some things going around that supposedly the Xbox version on the storefront of Redfall was promoting 60 FPS, and then they removed it with the announcement, which was advertising, which is, you could even argue, kind of false advertising in a way. Then you have Aaron Greenberg's tweets, 60 FPS to 120. I think it's crazy. Overall, it's just, I don't know why they planned it that way, but then you have the rumor going around it's because of investors and because they lost money on their Azure cloud service or something like that. But still, in my head, it's thinking about it, why push out a product that's being sandwiched between Jedi Survivor and Tears of the Kingdom, because you already got a lot going against you
Right.
with A, the IGN gameplay,
Mhm.
and B, the 60 FPS debacle. So like overall, the whole PR is a nightmare for them. And then the PC version doesn't even have the recommended specs out yet.
Yeah, that's wild.
It just
I
has
don't know.
minimum.
I don't.
What's even
I don't know.
crazier?
Yeah,
What's
it's
even
pretty wild.
crazier is that Dead Island 2, which is another co-op game, comes out literally like a week and a half prior to Redfall. Other than Game Pass, what would make someone necessarily pick Redfall over Dead Island?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Good point. I don't know. Wait, is he capping or is he for real, Sean? If he is for real, then that's crazy. But according Sean saying that Redfall probably just got shadow dropped on Game Pass.
No, that doesn't make
I
sense.
don't
They
think
announced
so.
that in January, didn't they?
I'm saying,
The release date?
I'm saying I don't think
That
they
would
did.
I could be
be-
wrong, but I thought they did that.
I have
in
the
the
release date on
like-
Game Pass because I do. Yeah.
You have it. It's on.
Well,
is
it's saying coming soon on my
Oh.
block. So
okay.
and it gives a date.
Oh, what's the date? Did it give?
Yeah, I thought it was May
Its
2nd.
original date, not the
It's-
delayed one.
It's May. Yeah, it's May 2nd.
Oh, then
Yeah, I don't think they're
Then
gonna.
Doc's
shadow. That
capping.
makes no sense.
must say Doc's Captain. What up, Hunter? Welcome.
Hunter, I like
Yo.
the outfit, man.
What's going on?
He's going crazy for Spider-Man. Oh, we're gonna get
I
to
know.
Spider-Man. we're gonna get to
September.
I
that.
couldn't miss the Redfall conversation.
So, you know, it's
Hunter, did you go
2023.
You go out on the street like that?
Is that what?
What's that?
Did you go outside with your outfit, like out in the street?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He said you went outside. With
Do I go outside with Spider-Man? Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Awesome.
why not?
Of course,
That's cool.
man. Yeah, of course.
Oh God. It's 2023. 2023.
Every time I go out with my wife and we see one of her friends, like she always makes a comment. She's like, "Oh my god, like you're wearing like Mario this time, or you're wearing like Ghost of Tsushima, like." Can't you like dress normal?
No,
Look,
never.
This is how
Sounds
I
like
dress.
a cast problem.
Yeah,
No,
no.
but when you
If,
go to
if
a
people
Star-
if,
Hunter,
if
when you
people
go to a
come
Star
at me,
Wars game, you're not dressed as a stormtrooper, right?
For sure.
that would be
yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
For me, if people come at me like that, I more habitually dress the way that they don't seem like is a good thing. They don't want me to dress like that. If they say that, I will just habitually do the same thing, but even worse. So, yeah.
Red Hood.
This has been the wildest week for me because, well, I'm sure for a lot of you, with looking at the Redfall
Yeah.
fallout, because the thing that surprises me the most is I think a lot of hardcore Xbox fans, like especially the ones that are most vocal on Twitter and Reddit and have YouTube channels and all that, like I have never seen so many videos of all these people, like you got Dealer, you got Colt Eastwood, you got everybody making videos like this is an L, this is a fail, like what are you doing? I'm like, oh, look at that thread. I'll probably butcher his name, but like Clobreal or whatever
He's losing
biggest like Xbox hardcore fanboy on Twitter, and even him had like a 10 tweet rant. They've had it.
I mean, like the thing is too. Remember we had this conversation. What happens when you increase the price of anything, Hunter? The magnifying glass gets bigger. This is $70,
Yep.
and they're offering 30 FPS. And mind you,
I think
the game
70
looked awkward when we saw the last show playthrough. Or
Dude, if I want to be honest with
gameplay.
that, like because someone sent me like Colt's footage, and when I saw it, I was like, dude, these enemies aren't doing like crap.
yeah,
Like, a lot of these like
The AI
minion
is off.
vampires is just like with a microphone, and they're just standing there getting shot at. And I'm just like, overall, the game does just not look impressive. And to be
No.
quite honest, Arcane is also kind of known for not having good AI at this point. Deathloop,
yeah.
that's another one that doesn't have great AI, and that, par for the course that Redfall is looking very similar with the AI issues with their game. But like overall, like the excuse is, hey, it's on Game Pass, 60 FPS at a later date, which I assume they would know but they're not able to say because they don't want people to wait, right?
Yeah.
They want people to get it at the launch on May 2nd,
I mean,
which is unacceptable. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I tell people that they should freaking wait until the 60 FPS option is available, especially for a first person, because 30 FPS, I'm sorry, is unacceptable, especially for current gen consoles, because they have the architecture to do so.
This is your first party. Well, not your first party, yeah.
I think the reason for it not being pushed out is pretty simple. It's Microsoft fiscal year end happens like shortly thereafter. Like that's why originally
investors, they want it out on that certain date, right? Because that's the rumor going around. The guy, the person that leaked Hi-Fi Rush, I think he was on Reset Era, and he was talking like Redfall coming in hot, not as bad as Starfield, but they're doing
that's
it.
why they wanted Starfield. Like they also wanted Starfield out by June, right?
Yeah.
Like they wanted it out. Sony does it too. If you look at like every game company, they tend to do, like if their game gets pushed, like most game companies have their fiscal year end in March, so like the end of March. So games that were supposed to launch before the holiday and get pushed out, they often launch before the end of March, so they're still in that fiscal year and they still got all their revenue. But Microsoft's a little bit different because I think their fiscal year end is like June or something like that, right? So as long as they get the game out by then they're gonna make whatever money they're gonna make with that, and they're gonna get their hopefully I assume that they're hoping a Game Pass subscriber boost, which I don't think is really gonna happen, but they're probably banking on that as well.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. It's like,
I mean, y'all still gonna try it out? Is anybody still gonna give it a shot, or are you guys kind of like not really interested?
Bro, I told you, the Jedi Survivor is gonna be out before then, the 28th of April.
That's what I was asking.
All my focus is gonna be on Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, because I don't see nobody here really breaking away from Jedi Survivor just to play
dude,
this.
I am.
You breaking away from Survivor? Redfall?
I make it a policy. I got to play everything. Like,
well, yeah, sure.
I play the good, the bad. Like, I got a Game Pass subscription, so I'm not spending $70 on the game. Like,
if I hear you.
If it was a matter of like, would I spend $70 or would I play Jedi? Of course, I'd play Jedi. But it's a matter of just clicking it down. Like, even if I play it for like 2 or 3 hours, just so I can be in the conversation and talk about the game and give impressions and all that, I'll do that.
Yeah, I can see you playing like a couple hours and probably just immediately going, okay, I'm done. You just check it off the list and immediately go back to Survivor. Because that's what everybody's really attention's been on it, Survivor.
I'll download it on Game Pass to see how it runs on PC, just out of curiosity. I mean, if I can at least hit lock 60, I might fuck around with it for a little bit.
Which will be questionable.
Exactly.
The previews, like even Colt was saying, that they were on medium to high settings at I think 1080p, and it was not a stable 60 FPS.
He
it
said
dropped to like 30.
Yeah,
like literally 30. And then he asked somebody if they changed their settings to get it to like a stable 60, and they couldn't do it. But to be fair, you can argue, well, the game isn't like near close to launch yet, which is true. But to also be fair, Arcane has not made good PC ports, so par for the course. So
we're gonna give it a try, but we're gonna focus on Jedi Survivor as well.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's on the Redfall.
Plus we got Horizon, like.
The DLC.
Yeah, we have Burning Shores coming up.
The expansion comes out.
When's that drop?
It's just the worst time, and then Zelda, like.
Damn. When's Burning Shores drop?
When does Zelda drop?
Burning Shores.
Burning Shores.
Oh, Burning Shores.
Burning Shores.
Like this week or next week. It's.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot.
Dude.
I've been seeing some of the marketing pick up, but like I forgot the release date for that.
I have to check, but I think it's probably like next Friday.
Yeah, it's a lot to play then. Shit. Okay, so everybody's eating good.
We have a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, everybody's eating good. That's what's up. Gaming was.
This is what we've talked about so many times, but like you got to bring it up again too. It's like I can never wrap my head around these people that tie their entire lives and persona around one platform. Do you know what I mean? Like I had Xbox 360 as my lead platform for like 2 or 3 years when it was clearly pumping out games that were better than what was on PS3. And same with like, you know, in the early days when I had Super Nintendo, then I switched to the Genesis, and then I switched to PlayStation. Like if there's a good game somewhere, you got to play it, right? So I don't understand. Like it blows my mind. How can, like, you saw like Kind of Funny XCast, like I saw the little clip that they posted, and they're like, oh, we're gonna call it the L cast. It's been L after L after L after L. What, like, I don't understand. What are you doing, these people? Like, what are you thinking? Why would you take 20 L's in a row? Like, buy a goddamn PlayStation. Go play on like, dude, even Switch has better games coming out this year. Like Zelda is gonna blow Redfield square out of the water. Like, I don't get it, man.
It won't even be mentioned when Zelda drops.
Redfall.
Yeah.
Like aside from like the monetary reason, which I get, right? Some people can only afford one console, and I get it. But I mean, if you can't afford a PS5, get a PS4, because pretty much every game except for Horizon Burning, every other game plays on your PS4. Like, geez, like, what are you doing, people? Like, stop taking the L's, man.
Get a PC where everything is available on.
Get a PC, exactly.
You know what was interesting though? Like, a lot of the hardcore Xbox dudes that I know weren't into PC gaming, or even potentially have a PC, they're like, "Oh, I'll play it on PC." I was like, "Man, you be shit on like crapping all over PC gaming, like going all for it, like just dogpiling, and you're gonna play it there. This is crazy. Just hypocrites, man. Which is funny. Like, I'm just laughing. So like the responses and the threads about like these people that talked so much about PC gaming being so like hard to get into, drivers and all that, and now they're like, oh yeah, I'll be gaming on PC. It's like,
y'all remember that?
Man, I'm on that wavelength. It's closed, man.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that rebuilds or their laptops because they can't build a PC themselves.
Y'all remember that long conversation we had about PR? Remember that, Hunter? About Xbox's like PR nightmare they've been doing. Like they're not the greatest when it comes to managing. It feels like their studios as it is. You're labeled as the world's most powerful console. That's your whole moniker. And for the longest time, you brought up 60. You mean to tell me you can't give us 60 in your own?
They were even saying
house?
120, man.
Exactly. I don't know how we go from 60.
They were like 60 is like the baseline. We're gonna be from 60 to 120, somewhere in that range.
I don't know how we've fallen.
Like, honestly, at this point, I feel as though the Xbox Series X in itself is possibly false advertising. Because when you guys were marketing this, you were saying it's the most powerful console, that it's going to be doing 60 and 120. Like, where is this power? Like, why is it not being displayed in virtually any of your games? Like, everything looks very underwhelming. All Xbox gamers have to constantly make concessions. Like, honestly, you have to feel burned, given it was advertised to be the most powerful console, and every game just does not meet that marker at all.
I don't know, though. Do y'all think it's CPU intensive like Gotham Knights was?
No, I think it's forced to come out on a date that they were not trying to have it out on.
You sure?
Like, and someone yeah, I'm sure. I think, like I said, that rumor and leak is saying they were trying to get it out. So
which is
to
wild,
recoup
because
the money loss.
9 months delayed, right?
And I know somebody said in the chat, it's like, y'all act like
last year.
60 isn't coming at all. I'm confused. It's like, we're not arguing about it not coming at all. We're arguing how unacceptable it is at launch that there's not an option for 60 FPS for a first-person shooter, which is ridiculous. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. And if you're given an excuse and giving a pass, that's ridiculous. You need to start holding these companies accountable, because it may continue to happen with further games coming out in the future, that they'll give a pass for their future games and say 60 FPS update coming in the future. It's like, what? It should be there at launch.
Yeah, and Todd Howard's not giving any hopes after that interview when it comes to Starfield. I think that's going to be 30 as well.
Oh yeah, he already said like he already said that they're content.
Oh,
You know, that were,
They are content.
this was even months ago. Like it's all over the internet. You can check. I think IGN had the original interview. You can see like Todd Howard is very clear. He didn't say Starfield with 30 frames per second. He just said that we're totally content with our games being 30 frames per second,
which makes it more of like, hey, probably
which is like a heads
30.
up. Like it's more like a heads up.
That or it's a Redfall situation where they'll have 60 FPS at a later day.
Oof.
Like aside from the whole like pipeline management issue that Microsoft has, which is massive, and I still don't get why people want them to acquire more studios, because look at what happened with Playground Games and like all Fable's AWOL, delayed, rebooted. Playground had a lot of their top talent leave it. There's 2 studios that opened up in the same city as Playground Games this year. 2 studios. Each time was like key staff that left the studio. Like, it's just so bizarre. Like, I don't get that. But the biggest thing that it blows my mind that there's not a bigger stink being made out of it. And maybe I think it finally is because of Redfall, but it's like Microsoft has had this habit lately, especially the last few years, of just launching games that are just not complete. Like, how is, but aside from the fact that it's 30 frames per second, right? That's bad. Let me be clear. That's bad. But what's worse is they tweeted that they're going to have 60 frames per second, and it's going to be after launch. We don't know when it's going to be, which tells us that the game is not complete. The game is literally launching, and they're still like trying to figure things out. They did the same thing with Halo Infinite. Like, I can't believe that, if Microsoft wants their games and their platform to be perceived as being like a premium thing that you need to invest in and attract gamers and attract this audience that's looking for premium games, which is what console gamers are. Right. You like, it's just so embarrassing. It's so utterly embarrassing and appalling and shocking. Like, why would you? This is your first next gen only Bethesda game, right? This is the first one, the first big AAA exclusive. Like, this is, if anything, you should overshoot this one with 60 to 120 frames. Like, you need to, like, if your target's here, you got to shoot it way over, because this is your first chance to set the expectations. Now my expectations for Starfield is like, hell no, there's no way it's going to be 60 frames per second. It's going to be 30 frames per second. Because why? Like, they've already shown the precedence, and I just can't, like the same thing happened with Sea of Thieves. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
People like talk about how great that game is now, but that game was like,
it was very bare bones when it first dropped.
And same with Grounded. Grounded was like I downloaded when they first brought it out, and it was like 30 minutes of game. I beat the game in 30 minutes, and then like, I don't know, a year and a half later, like version 1.0 comes out, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Like 4 or 5, 6 games coming out that are not complete. Like, I saw Ryan from IGN say this, and I saw like a bunch of other Xbox guys saying this too. This is totally true. Sony would never do that. PlayStation would never do that. PlayStation would never have Horizon Zero Dawn come out.
Looking like that.
Horizon Forbidden West or whatever. They wouldn't have this like big marquee game, God of War Ragnarok, and then 3 weeks before the game comes out, they just tweet, "Oh yeah, by the way, frame rates, it's gonna suck." Like,
exactly.
they wouldn't do that. They do the exact opposite. They usually have a blog post that's going over all the features, and it's always like 60 frames per second. Like, Burning West or Burning Shores is going to be 60 frames per second, right? Spider-Man,
and at the worst,
60 frames per second.
And at the worst, I mean, you'll get like, you'll get the 60 FPS option, but let's just say at the worst, you'll get it like at like a less the resolution, something like that. You know what I mean? That's really it. But you get the option,
which is
it's fine. You get the option. Over here, I don't have an option at all, and that's what's just like, what is the point? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? This is a shooter. This isn't no random cinematic game. This is a shooter. No shooter should be 30 FPS in 2023. So that's why I believe it should be delayed. Yeah.
On top of it all, it's like, it's just mind-boggling because it's not like a visually super detailed game by any means. It's really a casual visually. And that's not to disrespect it. I don't mind the art style. I think it's pretty damn right for what it is. But, like, you're not pushing, like, ultra-realistic graphics here. You're not pushing anything crazy. Like, the game, I don't see why you're having difficulty getting a 60 FPS option on a game particularly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Ghostwire. Like, I played Ghostwire when it came out on PS5, and I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure it had something like 4 different graphical modes.
Yep.
Or there was like fidelity. There was like everything that you'd ever want, right? Performance, fidelity plus, or whatever. There was a bunch of different options, and then I'm sure you guys saw recently. This is like why I think Redfall is even like a double stinger. Is that the game just came out on Xbox Series X, and I haven't played it on Series X yet, but I read the reviews, and they're saying that it's having some pretty big performance issues. Like it's dropping. I don't know if there's a direct comparison between the PS5 version and the Series X version out yet. Maybe Digital Foundry has it out, but anyways, it does seem like it's not performing well, and from what I can tell, it seems like it's performing worse. Embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. Why would
you know what's crazy to think about is like I believe I'm like making for like a more like simple platform in terms of not having to actually make another version for another platform. Like it's easier that way, but like just imagine if the PS5 version had to also come out at this time frame. Like that's like mind-boggling, because it's like I wonder what shape this game would have been in if all those versions came out.
13 frames.
Because they were like, they were saying like, hey man, for us doing this, that means we can fully focus in on the Xbox Series S and X, and this is better for the Xbox, the Microsoft players, right? PC and Xbox, right?
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't look like that for Xbox players as well. It's like, and it sucks for them because like, if you think about it, and people have made this comparison that PC gamers are kind of like the front and center, and I think in they like they're like a report that says that majority of their Game Pass users are actually on PC. So you're seeing like Flight Sim come out on PC first. Age of Empires and a couple other ones that I don't know, but like I noticed people are complaining about that. So it's like, listen, Xbox gamers, I do feel have a right to be pretty angry about this in general. So, but like if they're not angry, that is also questionable.
Well, the thing, like, and the other thing too is like, you're absolutely right that Microsoft games, Xbox games are better on PC, and there's more games on PC. There's like, it's pretty clear, and you could just say it flat out that it seems like Microsoft is prioritizing PC over the Xbox console.
Oh yeah,
right, for sure. Like otherwise they wouldn't be doing these things, and it's just like, it's just so bizarre. Like why would you treat? I saw a bunch of Xbox hardcore fans like tweeting about feeling like a second-class citizen, right? Why would Microsoft do this willingly? I don't get, like, Sony, on the other hand, like, I know that they are bringing their games to PC. That was like, the big controversy years ago and still raging on. But like, and quite honestly, like, sometimes, not The Last of Us, but sometimes the PC versions are better, right? They have better performance and more features on PC. But Sony still makes their hardcore fans, their console fans, their longtime fans, right? They make us feel special, right? Because
it's mostly they treat it like an event. You know what I mean? Like every game release is that big. Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't come out PC day and date, right?
That too. Yeah.
Like that's like they still give us that window, right? They give it might be shrinking, might be a year between launch and PC, but they give us like that 1 year to celebrate, right? Like to feel like the $500 we spent on our PS5, the hundreds or thousands of hours we played on our PS5, like make us it justified, right? Like we're valued. They
Oh,
care about us. They give us the 60 frames per second. They give us the performance and the fidelity modes. They give us 1 year of exclusivity before they launch it on another platform. Microsoft is doing the exact opposite. I don't like, man, I still have my Xbox. I'm still using it, but like more and more I'm playing the games on Steam. Like it just makes sense to do that.
I don't know,
Well,
man.
Steam also makes it a bit easier with having the Steam Deck, to be quite fair too. Feels like on the go, you're playing on Steam, and then at home you're playing on a desktop. So it's like it makes it even easier. And then you're also seeing them like with the leaks coming out that they're trying to make a Windows 11 version with Steam Deck. So they're also prioritizing Steam Deck owners too. So like you're starting to see that, because of course, why wouldn't they want to make a Windows 11 version on Steam Deck in order for people to also have Steam and PC Game Pass? So
yeah. No.
it starts to make more and more sense when you kind of think about it.
And the thing is too is like Microsoft ultimately, it doesn't really seem like they care where you game, right?
Yeah.
They make that very, very clear.
Yeah, they don't care. They just want you in the ecosystem. They don't matter where you're at. Yeah, they want you in the ecosystem.
So why, like, especially the most hardcore Xbox fans out there, like, why not just go to PC? Like, I don't get it. I wish I had a chance.
It hurts their pride, dude. They
directly. Well, yeah,
it hurts their pride.
But who cares about your damn pride?
They don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. They
you
want
could
to
go
stay
on
on
their
Twitter.
platform and get more Xbox games and higher fidelity and higher performance. Who cares about your damn pride?
That's all it is. They care more about their pride. Like they're like, oh, I can't do it because I built my fan base, whether it be Twitter. And again, this could be said to PlayStation, and PlayStation was doing it. The roles were reversed. Like, oh, I'm not gonna leave my platform or the people I built to go here. That's what it is. They want to stand on that square. They want to fight it to the end. They want to look like Jon Snow on the damn fucking and he was coming at him, that gif. They want to be like that. So hey, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the ride. But
Can't be me.
I can't sit here and cap for a game being 30 FPS in 2023. I just can't. Not when we have seen so many games that have offered us that, 60 and more, right? There are games that don't even get the flowers that are deserving for what they do for games. You know what I mean? Like the extra stuff that we get. But we're supposed to give a pass for 30 in 2023. I'm good. I can't stand by that, especially with it being a shooter. And this is a $70 game. This is your first next gen title.
The other thing too, right? This is why I think it's like hitting even more is, I guess you guys have certainly seen the videos and the tweets about how, like, last year was not good for Xbox. We know they did their lineup was not
horrible. It was like
not good.
Yeah.
But all of the hardcore Xbox fans were saying like this is the year, right? 2023 is 2022 was in the gutter. We know that. It's behind us. Rearview mirror now. Let's look ahead. 2023 is where it's at, right? This is our moment. We're gonna crush it. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna have even better games than what PlayStation has. Like this was I think it's nuts. This was the conversations that were being had like the last couple of months, right? Like, what do you like? The thing is like, what are these people doing? Because this is like, you have to factor in the whole spectrum of what, like, you have to think back years and years and what has been happening, right? What is, like, you can't be, you know that Microsoft has been fumbling studios and fumbling launch dates and fumbling features. Like, this has been a consistent thing over and over and over.
You know what their issue is? You know what their issue is? We all said it earlier. I know you got just going off, but the issue, and even Cash said in the video, which blew my mind, but we all said it on this panel, is quality control. That is their issue. They have no quality control in their studios.
Yeah,
there's no standard.
There's no standard.
The issue is this is the issue, right? Back in I want to say 360 gen, right? Which I think might have been Phil Spencer when he was president. first party.
360.
I think
That was Don Metric,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Wasn't Don?
no,
No,
Don
but
Matrick
he
was
was
the
like
head.
head of studio.
Oh, okay.
He was head of
Like
Xbox
Don was the head
Studios.
of whole of Xbox, whereas Phil, I believe, going from 360 into like
he was,
halfway of like the Xbox One, he was head of first party for Xbox, and you could from the reports and stuff, like they were micromanaging like really really bad, right?
Mhm.
So then they took a different approach with Matt Booty, and he like it feels like a hands-off approach, right? Like no managing whatsoever. Let them finish on their own timetable, which you see with the initiative and stuff like that, where a lot of those developers bounce because no work is being done. So then they had to get Crystal Dynamics to co-develop Perfect Dark or whatever, right?
Yeah, which by the way is still in developmental hell.
Yeah, so like this is the issue where it's like PlayStation, they find better success where of course they're going to give creative freedom to their developers while also managing. Like it's like you got to find a perfect medium and not go one way or all the way to the other, which Xbox can't figure that out. And then when buying more studios and publishers like Bethesda and now Activision Blizzard, those publishers are going to act independent, right? Of course, Xbox will say, "Hey, we'll release it on these platforms," but they're not going to like talk about their management or tell them what to do. So that's gonna be how it's gonna go, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how people are gonna like act throughout, like or kind of react to that throughout the next upcoming years.
Yeah, no, I agree. No comment. You got it there. I know Cash got a dip in 8 minutes, so I'm gonna move to another quick topic here. On the subject of delays, one studio took the feedback and actually delayed it. Suicide Squad. It's not coming out this year. It's coming out in 2024. Yeah. Thank God it's coming out in 2024. Thank you.
It's not like a super long delay, but it's not.
It's a substantial
super short delay.
Let's say it's a substantial delay. It's enough to get stuff done.
Jason's saying that it's not gonna be an overhaul, but it's all like bugs and stuff. But then it's like, I don't know. Maybe he's telling the truth when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But it feels like they might probably rework currencies and stuff when it comes to that game. Mm-hmm. But it's supposed to come out February. I don't think they gave an actual day though, so it could even get delayed further. Who knows?
Was the game? It wasn't next gen only, was it?
Yeah, I thought they gave an exact date.
Did they?
They gave an exact date in February, like
February
whatever.
2024. Yeah.
Well, no, I was saying like for the day itself. Like I know it's February. Let's see.
Yeah, so 24. So.
Yeah, it was. There was an exact date on that.
So I could get delayed further.
Hopefully. Listen, I take all the time you need. I don't want this game to be rushed. I mean, what they showed, they were showing the damn robots with damn tumors on them. I'm like, bro, this does not look appealing. I don't care about this.
Yeah.
The carrot, it just seemed goofy. It just seemed goofy. Like everybody's jumping on trampolines, jumping 50 feet into the air, doing no scopes. It's like, dude, no.
So it's coming out February 2nd, 2024.
Oh, okay, so there was an actual day.
I think Jason Schreier said this, but I totally actually agree with him. Is that I like Bit, you're like saying thank God and good that they're doing this. I'm the exact opposite. I'm just like,
oh, you didn't want
the thing. I think that it should come out next month. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with like why I think that is that 9 months is not enough time to radically change this game. Like nine, because Jason said this too. Like it's like development is so long and so hard these days that 9 months can be used just for polishing. So it could be like I wouldn't expect that they're going to have any radical changes to the core like fundamental elements of this game. If they delayed it for like indefinitely or 2 years, like maybe they could. So that like to me it seems like this is long enough for them to just like clean it up.
Must say optimization.
Here and there. Yeah, but like, it's not enough time to make this game great.
I mean, they're not going to get rid of the not the pay to win. The well, I guess you could say, they're not going to get rid of the pay to win.
They're not going to get rid of
they're not getting away with that shit. That's going to stay. But
like, I get that it's Rocksteady and they probably want to like try to save the reputation, but at some point, it's
Yeah.
just better to just release the game at a not good state and just cut your losses. Like as long as it's like think about like Gotham Knights, right? Like Gotham Knights could have used another like 9 months
Yep.
in the oven to optimize it, but they just launched it. I think they should do the same thing with this. Like I would rather Rocksteady cut their
Just take the
losses,
L.
get this game out here, and then that will actually at least free them up to do like other things, like think about what their next game could be that could actually be a fun game.
Yeah.
The
Is
issue
that
though,
based,
like,
though?
no, like
What's that?
I was gonna say,
if
yeah, go ahead.
One
that's
Red
the
Hood at a time.
One Red Hood, gosh, dang.
if that's the case, if you're to just choose to like just drop it as is, just write that shit off as a tax return. This game is so
Yeah.
unappealing to me. Like Warner Brothers has been doing that for bullshit TV shows and movies that they deem are literally detrimental to their brand. So at this point, I feel as though this game, if it was releasing the way it looked, is detrimental to their brand. At that point, just make it a tax write-off because that's how terribly unappealing the game looks to me. Do I think that this particular delay is going to make the major changes necessary? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's a long delay that some things are like problematic things are going to get changed, which is a positive, but I'm not sure that this particular delay is going to make the major changes needed in order for this game to be appealing. Hopefully it doesn't end up as bad as, a Marvel's Avengers, that kind of bad, because that game was like dragged through its lifetime and now it's dying and they were just laughing at Crystal Dynamic. And then the way Crystal Dynamic handled that situation just made it so much more to where their community was kind of like, you guys are acting like assholes, so we're just going to act like assholes back. Like, just avoid that situation. At least release a game that works proper, that doesn't seem like super egregious. Squash all those bugs. Make sure that, everything's running properly. So in the very least, you don't have a community that's vitriolic to you and then, developers that are vitriolic back. Because, like, I will say, like, in terms of that, with Crystal Dynamic and the community, nobody's innocent in that situation. It was definitely negative both ways. So avoid that particularly. Do not sever that connection you have to your base.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy because what was it? EA Motive is doing the Iron Man game, something like that.
Yeah.
Was it them? I would have loved to see. Out of all the studios, third party wise, I would think it would be Rocksteady be making that.
No,
Yeah.
they wouldn't. Why would they be making it?
No, I'm saying like if tomorrow reputation going from Batman just to something like a cooler, like a different style of superhero game.
I thought you said like they were gonna get like the
No.
Iron Man.
I'm saying like you would think someone like Rocksteady
If
would be making
we're
that.
gonna be
but
honest,
this isn't the
studio-
game. I wouldn't be there. But go ahead.
the studio for Rocksteady is not the same studio anymore.
I know.
Like if we're gonna be
Yeah.
honest, Sefton Hill is a contractor now, kind of
Yeah.
similar to like Kojima with Kojima like Studios, right? When he was a contractor for MGS5.
Yep.
So if you want to look at it like that, the studio is changing into something entirely different, and I could totally see them doing live service games going forward. But who knows? Maybe WB Games sees the backlash and sees like, hey, this is a huge flop. This is something we shouldn't really like go forwards in the future and continue like aiming towards that, and we should honestly just get out and do something different. But by that point, you lost the talent.
Pretty much.
You
Yeah.
lost what made Rocksteady good. Like there's certain studios that has happened to in the past that they can't really recover, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you could like another instance would be like something like BioWare. Like they're on their last legs when it comes to like Dragon Age and the new Mass Effect game. And if those don't hit, I feel like same thing could happen.
I mean, you're
This
still
is-
still stand for them, Red Hood. You are.
Who? So, wait. To stand to what?
BioWare.
BioWare.
Still stand
No,
for
dude.
'em.
I
Stop.
didn't like.
Stop.
I did not like Anthem.
Stop.
Right. I don't like Dragon Age 2. I didn't
Stop
think
it.
Inquisition was as good as Dragon Age Origins. And from what I'm looking at, in terms of gameplay leaks from Dragon Age Dreadwolf, it don't look good either.
Stop.
So it's a big
I'm gonna
skip
have to
for
agree
me.
with him on this one. Yeah, for sure.
This is
But, like,
why I keep.
You go on.
I was just gonna say, like, this is why I keep on, like, don't understand why people love when Microsoft and Xbox is buying up all these studios, because the same thing is going to happen there, right? Like, the thing you have to realize is that, studios are only as good as the talent that they have, right? And like, for example, like, look what happened with Rare. Like, Rare got bought by Microsoft and is, like, nowhere near what they were. They were probably, like, considered maybe the best in the whole industry at one point, and now are just kind of like a footnote.
Yep.
But that, like, I just, like, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like shocking because all these people keep on leaving. BioWare is a shell of itself. Rocksteady, same thing. Even we can see the early seeds with Playground Games and the Initiative and all this, right? Like, how long until some of these, like, arcane studio folks stay, right? How long is Todd Howard gonna stay for? Like, I don't know. Look at
look at their golden parachutes.
The guy, it slips my name, my mind right now, but the what is it? Shinji or whatever. The Tango Gameworks guy just left, right?
He
Shinji,
left,
right?
He left.
Yeah.
Well, he's retiring. Yeah.
I want to say, oh.
He left. Is he actually retiring?
I say he might be retiring.
Well, that's what he sounds like from his, like, statement,
okay, because
right?
he launched Hi-Fi Rush and then like exited right away.
Yeah, he wanted one last, I guess, hoorah.
But to be fair, he was like more heavily involved with what Evil Finn, right?
Yeah.
So, like, he was like more of, like, supervising.
He was
honestly, it doesn't sound like anything bad. It was like ushering in the new generation of the studio. So I don't feel like Tango's gonna, like, get bad. I think he made sure this new generation of talent can put out some good work.
Yep.
So it's a bit different.
I can see it. And what's your thoughts on it, Matthew? What's your thoughts?
I think what Hunter said is true. Microsoft and Sony are going to be going hard at the acquisitions, and it's right that talent always wins, for sure. And I think you're going to see the war of the consoles continue into 24-25. It's not going to stop.
Okay.
And the drama is going to keep on playing. On the offset, we were talking about the 30 FPS. Maybe Redfall wants us to talk about it. So we're giving them market share. We're giving them market plugs for the game, because they will launch it with 60 FPS later. I think that's their plan.
All right.
So they're playing us too.
Good point.
It's a game.
Before I go into this segue, what's up?
Did you? This is actually just late breaking. We can chat about it later if you want. Did you guys see that? I guess this broke like 40 minutes ago. Sega is actually buying Rovio, which owns Angry Birds.
Huh? Why don't they want Angry Birds?
They're spending $1 billion to buy the makers of Angry Birds. So Sega wants to be huge in mobile now. Like, I don't. This literally just broke as the podcast begins.
That's odd that Sony or Microsoft didn't pick them up. I mean, Angry Birds was gold, man. That's interesting.
Yeah. This is a
weird purchase.
Huge for Sega.
I mean, it's big for them, but it's a weird purchase. Like, out of all, like.
Well, no, Sega's definitely trying to go in the mobile market, because you're seeing. Alice isn't really working on this game, but it's like Persona something X, and that's supposed to be a mobile game. So it definitely feels like with their more popular IPs, they're trying to put their games within the mobile market. Whether or not they succeed, that remains to be seen, right?
I mean, it would make, like, honestly, I would. The reason why I said I'm surprised Sony or Microsoft has done that, because I remember, like, the news about the whole companion device. Remember that? Like, that was like that was breaking last week. You would think that they would try, but from what I'm hearing, that's going to be strictly remote play only. That handheld. So I'm kind of looking at that whole handheld thing as kind of like, I mean, it's cool as an option. But it's like going to be one of those things. It's going to be an unnecessary extension, maybe, depending on how well they do it. Because I don't think they're there yet with remote play.
We could have like a new Sonic movie that's crossed over with Angry Bird.
Possible. They might do that
I
multiverse
just actually
thing.
had a look to see at what games Rovio makes, and it's like all Angry Birds. Like it, I can't believe how like there's like 25 Angry Bird games that they made, and that's basically it.
Well, that is gonna be interesting.
Man, this is like the wildest time in gaming, man. Acquisitions, like,
Oh, dude,
even
it's
this
not
is
going to
just-
stop. It's not going to stop. Even with the Activision thing, it's not going to stop. It's going to go. The next thing people are talking about is Square Enix or possibly Capcom.
Yeah.
So it's going to be ongoing until everybody's bought up and everybody's built their workforce. I guess you can say. Like,
oh yeah, I thought for sure that Sony was going to buy. I thought they would have already announced Square Enix by now. But
Yeah.
the funny thing with Square Enix is actually like they don't even need to buy them now because Square Enix actually just voluntarily has dropped Xbox from all of their releases. Like, I still think there's actually no games that they've announced that are coming out on Xbox. Literally zero.
Yikes.
Like everything is like it's PS5 and Switch and
Oof.
PC.
Unless Microsoft pulls one out of left field and go, hey, we're buying Square. We're buying Square.
Like
now.
there's certain games that you can assume are going to come to Xbox. Like Kingdom Hearts will probably come, and maybe the next Dragon Quest game will come to Xbox. But they
Kingdom
haven't
Hearts, I say, is up in the air actually.
Yep.
I
like
think
that would
that's
dude that would be
questionable.
huge. That would well you never know
Because
like,
from what I remember is Kingdom Hearts 3 sales were pretty not good
Yep.
within Xbox
Oh,
One.
that would be a bombshell, man. Like if that game was like, even if it was like PS5 and Switch, I could see it being just PS5 to start. And maybe
Like I said, also
1 year later.
Sony and like Disney are also in a good relationship, really good relationship. So you got to think about that too. So I wouldn't be shocked if that were to happen.
Yeah.
But like I
That
said,
would-
anything can happen. It could be multi-plat, but
Yeah.
like I said, I don't feel like it's definitive that it's going to be multi-plat.
Agreed.
Yeah, well, the fact that Final Fantasy 16 is not coming to Xbox is pretty indicative that there's a good chance this could happen.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. I know you guys about to go crazy. State of play. So shout out to Black Cobra, the $5 super chat. He says, I wish Rocksteady worked on a Batman Beyond or a Red Hood game instead of Suicide Squad. Just saying, that would be so much better. Honestly, Batman Beyond is definitely the game that was definitely overlooked. I'm surprised we never got that. That has the perfect everything they could possibly want. It's completely fresh, unique. I'm surprised we never got any studio on board with that. There was even a rumor for a Batman Beyond, but some of the most badass villains are in Batman Beyond's universe, like Ink. I'm just saying, that would have been a badass game. Absolutely. Ice Queen Gaming has been a channel member for 25 months. Holy shit. Shout out to you, Ice Queen Gaming. I appreciate it. And I think that's all. Let's get those. Let's get into, yes, Blight. That's another good one. Absolutely. Blight. Or the Royal Flush Gang. I think it was called. The Royal Flush Gang. That was another cool one. State of play. After all the complaining I've had, we finally got something from PlayStation, an event. Wasn't a showcase. This was a highlight of Final Fantasy. From what I remember, there wasn't no update on another particular show, no showcase. It is just highlighted strictly Final Fantasy. And it looked good. It looked absolutely good. Everybody lost their minds off of this. Character models look really, really great. Thought he did a good job with it. It's what you would expect from a deep dive, pretty much, of a first party from PlayStation. It was really, really handled well. Red Hood, I'm gonna go to you because I know you over here. You went. He's giving that face right now. He's doing the face. He's doing the face.
Yeah. Listen. All I gotta say, bro, is this.
Go ahead.
That was
back to you, sir.
That was amazing, man. Overall,
you
I
liked
said,
it. Big surprise.
Oh yeah, I know. Shocking, right? That I liked it. That CBU3 and Yoshi P and Suzaku and Soken and all them. I knew that was gonna be good. The talent within CBU3 is crazy, and people underestimate them.
Yeah.
And Like I've played all their expansions and Final Fantasy 14, so I knew they were gonna cook, and they absolutely delivered. Like the icon battles, showing it off, like that was just, whew. And the thing is, it's like there is more to be shown, and like also kind of like I can argue that it's kind of like a spiritual successor to Final Fantasy Tactics, if I'm gonna be quite honest. And Final Fantasy Tactics, which I hope gets a remake or a port sometime soon, one of the like really good Final Fantasy games out there, that it definitely has that feel and political espionage and political intrigue that that game has. And I know people are kind of saying that this is kind of Square's or CBU3's version of The Witcher 3. And I kind of see that. But with way better combat than Witcher 3. Listen, I like Witcher 3 as well, but the combat is not the best or the highlight.
Then you almost get teary-eyed on this showcase?
No.
People were telling me you were getting.
But I got super happy. I definitely got super happy. So
you got super happy, people.
Yeah, dude, I got excited, man. What can I say, dude? That game is exhilarating to see, and I can't wait to play it. And the demo is supposed to probably come out 2 weeks beforehand. Seeing actually having the character skill trees for each of the icons, and you can level up those skills up to like I think 5 levels, and there's a lot of them that you've noticed, and also seeing the world map being, which a lot of people are confusing. It's fully open world. It's like large zones. So like people gotta like realize that it's not fully open world. It's large zones, like sections within the world map. So seeing that and the different variety of locations and like the colors, like Blaze a certain catchphrase, man, it just pops. It just pops. And I can't wait to see that on OLED TV and HDR TV as well. So like overall, that was dope to see. Like I said, showing like a lot of people were like scared about the icons being like super slow, but like they were showing off like, yeah, when Clive first gets in control of Ifrit, he's literally going off of instinct and seeing each of the iterations of the icons that Clive starts learning new moves and starts becoming more complex with the combos that you're able to do, as well as having like a training area and arcade mode. And it's like all that stuff is like really dope to see. And also not having to micromanage your party members, also a plus for me, because Final Fantasy VII Remake, love that game, but micromanaging your damn party members was annoying, because you'll have like Aerith, a healer by the way, and you're fighting a boss just like, hey Cloud, I'm just gonna go right in front of the boss and just tank this hit, and you're like, what are you doing? You can't tank it, and she just dies instantly. And I was like, all right, you know what, man, 10 out of 10 AI. But no, having like actual, not having to micromanage that is actually really good for me. So all that, super excited for it and cannot wait.
Okay. That's Red Hood's opinion on the state of play. Hunter, I know you're going crazy over it. What's your thoughts on the state of play? Was it everything that was needed, or were you expecting more of a bigger reveal? You know, were you hoping for Spider-Man? I mean, I'm all in.
No, not at all. Like Sony was like, people. Yeah, it's so weird when people tweet like, "Oh, we're gonna see this and this and this." I'm like, no, like their tweet was pretty clear. I think they said 20 minutes. It ended up being 25, so we even got a little bit of extra footage thrown in there. But they were really clear that it was going to be on Final Fantasy 16. So it was exactly what I expected. I mean, obviously this was in the Sony marketing contract with Square Enix. Like they had to have a dedicated state of play, which now they've done. I mean, my opinion has remained the same pretty much since I've seen the original trailer. I mean, this game just looks amazing. It's the exact opposite of Redfall, where every time I see Redfall, it seems to get worse.
Oh.
What this
shots fired.
This Final Fantasy 16 literally looks better like every time I like it is graphically amazing. The gameplay looks so good. I saw a bunch of folks that were tweeting about the different biomes, and I wasn't like consciously thinking of it when I was watching the state of play, but when I saw the tweets afterwards, it's like, yeah, like the amount of like biome variety that they had, right? There was everything like ice levels, tropical levels, caves, dungeons, like you name it. This game has it. It looks like a massive, huge game world, which I can't wait. Yeah, and everything just looked good. I think what was like most interesting to me is at the end they mentioned about how there's still like a lot more to talk about. They're going to reveal a few more things I think before launch. They even talked about end game content. So like this game doesn't even need end game content for me to already be like, over the moon. I think the game looks phenomenal, but the fact that they're gonna have more, right? Like they even showed like the job board where you can talk to the Moogle and you can hunt down like legendary monsters in the field and all that. Like,
and then they show like their rank and like the image of like the creature, which very reminiscent toward like DMC5 when they introduce a new enemy, which they'll have the name and then show like the creature and stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, that was definitely something coming from Devil May Cry 5, and I like that.
Yeah. I guess it's the guy who made the combat in Devil May Cry that's on this project, right? So, I actually thought it was pretty cool. I'm sure like we don't care because we're all hardcore games, but I actually thought it was pretty cool that they're thinking about accessibility, and they had that little segment about you can have like auto dodge, and I think it's just great, man. I think they're doing everything right. I think there's obvious. I think the things like the auto dodge and stuff like that. I think they're probably doing that for the Japanese audience. I think like mainly because I think that they're pretty like hardcore about traditional Final Fantasy, and this is full on action. Do you know what I mean? So I think they're I think they're aware that a lot of folks out there like that traditional Final Fantasy experience, and maybe jumping into a full action RPG is a bit much for them, but I think they just did everything right. I think you can't complain about the characters, the story, the enemies, the boss fights. Like everything just looks slick and sleek, and this is going to be almost certainly on the Game of the Year list. Right? I'd be shocked if it's not.
Yeah, question. Do you guys think they're missing a golden opportunity? Because that was a good question from Corbin in the chat. He says, did they have any custom controllers or consoles with it? No.
I don't think so. No.
That's kind of a golden opportunity. I would have had something.
I think they're just focusing on custom controllers and custom consoles for like Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I
don't know. To be fair, I think it should be both, but I think that's what they're gonna end up.
I mean, what y'all expecting it to look like? I mean, I expect this to be a black console, like a black shells for the PS5. I don't expect nothing crazy over the top in terms of looks. Maybe a black controller with like a red logo or a white logo in the center. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting like a whole.
But my thing is, they should have done both. But I don't know why they're just gonna do one. I don't know. But like going at like thinking about it too, it's like I can't wait to see people's leaderboards and seeing people like post like compilations of their combos and stuff. Is going to be dope because that's what one of the things to kind of see with DMC5 and having different move sets with each icon that you're having, because it's not just 3 or 4. Like you can swap those out with the icons and you're having different move sets. So you're having way like different combo varieties. And it's going to be cool to see that actually happen within gameplay clips. I'll be watching like Devil May Cry 5 combat clips like crazy just to like even learn some of that stuff. But what I didn't expect was the shot in sales after the State of Play like being number 1 like Amazon. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect State of Play to really like be able to push people into buying it, which like a lot of people are like, oh, we didn't need this State of Play in order to push sales, but it seems like it actually did push more units and stuff, so it makes sense. Definitely made sense.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, that's why I'm on the wrong thing. But yeah, no, it's game looked great. It was a great State of Play. My attention's on, well, obviously one particular game. It's going to end up at the end of this year, but We got Jedi Survivor. That's going to tie me over in general. But also, I'm very curious to see how Sony ends this year, because a lot of people have been having a lot of theories for Wolverine. So I don't know if we're going to see anything for Wolverine at the end of this year. That would be interesting to see if we did get it. But that's kind of a toss-up. You know what I mean? Wolverine's definitely a toss-up on whether or not that will happen this year. Do you guys think so? Because that was like rumored for 2024, supposedly. Do you guys expect anything?
Sorry, I missed that. You're saying is it going to come out this year?
No, that's going to be next year. Wolverine's next year, supposedly. But do you guys think we'll see something by the end of this year for Wolverine?
We'll probably see it at the next big Sony showcase, I think.
Yeah.
I think we'll see it. Will we see a teaser?
I told Bit that I expect at most potentially an in-engine trailer, like very similar to what happened with Spider-Man 2 back in, what was it, 2021, right? They showed CGI trailer Wolverine, but they showed in-engine, the game running an engine for Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm expecting, not another CGI trailer for Wolverine if it does end up showing up, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it's CGI, then that just pretty much confirms more likely 2025.
They can't do another CGI.
They can if they do it right. If they do it right, if they show.
I'm good on like I said, I don't really like CGI trailers. The only ones are like surprise, like known IPs, like you know what I mean, like a surprise superhero game. And it's like, oh gosh, like that's crazy. But like if they just do it again, I'm just gonna be like,
you gonna be up? You're just gonna be tossed up? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, bro, like
no,
I feel like not a lot of people care about another CGI trailer for Wolverine.
I'm not
complaining. Maybe people are gonna get hyped, but I'd rather have an in-engine, and I would be a little bit more excited.
Okay. Let's see here. Did we talk about this? I'm very, very curious. I don't think I did talk about it on the show with you guys, but Jim Ryan's comments on Call of Duty, like the downgrade would obviously it would hurt.
We did talk
about that? We talked about that? Okay. So I move that out the way, make sure.
Downgrading Call of Duty.
Good old
dude, it's actually a legitimate concern for sure.
What,
I laughed at it when I first saw that he said that, but when you think about it, it's totally look at Redfall, man. Oh Microsoft has no problem releasing games at like subpar frame rates.
Well, to be fair though, they got this whole weird, I guess, shield up for them, and the shield is like, well, it's in Game Pass. It's in this super cheap subscription thing. That's basically the only shield they're trying to use for it to deflect any criticism. And ironically, I'm seeing the fanboys doing it too. They're like, well, it's only $10 a month or whatever the case may be. That's nothing. I got no problem with 30 FPS. And it's like, I do. we all do. You know what I mean?
When I was a kid, I rented games for $5, and I still wanted the game to be awesome. Like, I don't want to rent a $5 game and have it be crappy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't get that mindset.
This is actually some funny news, right? It's like, again, shout out to Shuhei Yoshida, but I still kind of find the PlayStation Stars program to be weird in my
Oh yeah, he's like in an NFT thing, right?
Yeah,
somewhere digital token.
He's
I don't know,
bobblehead.
digital thing.
I find it.
I don't know,
weird.
bro. Now we're getting people in there. Is weird, bro. I'm not gonna.
It's cool. It's cool for Shuhei. Shuhei's awesome. Everything. I got no problem.
Now we're gonna see Herman Hulse, like, Jack Tretton, bro. We don't need no bobbleheads of them, bro. It's just weird to me.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's cool. I can see people actually going to buy it because they love Shuhei Yoshida. But the thing is, could they have a way to, I don't know, make this showcase thing be seamless with the actual console, so you can actually see what's in your showcase, as opposed to not, having your phone with this. Like, I don't see dudes really focusing on their phone with this, and I'm not even sure people really care as much with the whole thing. I don't think people care. So I'm still a little like, well, what's the point of this? But
yeah,
that was a funny bit of news. Shout out to Shuhei
Dude,
Yoshida.
at least for me, like I have like literally zero interest in PlayStation Stars, but the Yoshida bobblehead is actually the first trinket thingy that you can get. But I was like, that'd be kind of cool. I'd like it's a bobblehead of him and it spins in a circle and it bobs up and down. It's kind of funny.
It's like
I'm probably not gonna try to get it, but that was actually the first time because I don't the other stuff we're just you can get a replica of a PlayStation console or a controller or
Ape Escape memorabilia.
I already played Astro. I already played Astrobot. I already got the little collectibles. So
and they don't do anything for the actual games. So that's the other thing. It's I don't get it. You know what they need to do? They need to have I don't know if you guys would be on board with it, but how Discord has those movable profile pics. You can basically put a GIF as actual profile pic.
Well, it's the banner.
Yeah, they need stuff like that with PlayStation, stuff that moves, actually animated backgrounds, animated avatars. I think that would make sense.
Well, yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I was actually just thinking last week. I'm like, what the hell are these dynamic themes on PlayStation 5?
Yeah, imagine
at this
they
point
carried
it's not
over.
Gonna come. It's 3 years into the gen, and we still don't have dynamic themes.
Yeah, I agree.
That was one of my favorite parts of PlayStation 4. It was.
Customize
I remember
it.
I had the Ghost of Tsushima theme up for a year. I don't know if you guys had that one, but it was just it was awesome. Yep. It was so cool to just boot up my PlayStation 4 and have animated.
And the Nathan Drake collection one, which was still dope.
Yeah.
The gold one, that was dope. We had a lot of cool themes. They're really missing that completely. Don't get me wrong, I like the PS5 looks fine. The menu looks fine, but I would love to have the ability to, customize it. Make it my own. I would love that. But hopefully we get that down the road. But we're going to go into this NFTs type of conversation. You might as well kind of.
Yeah.
Work this back, into the actual software. Work a way around into this. Burning Shores, we already talked about, so nothing to say there. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom is coming May 12th. Is everybody excited for Zelda?
Bro, I'm going to be honest. I know people are excited. I was excited with Breath of the Wild. I have a statue for the collector's edition. And then I got hyped with the trailer back. I think it was January or February of 2017, where it looked like they were gonna have awesome boss fights and really cool storyline. And then when I played it, I was like, yeah, I'm good on this. And that's no slight at it. It's not my type of game, I guess. That's me being gentle about it.
You moved on, okay?
Yeah, I think I'm good. But it looks cool for people that kind of like more of Breath of the Wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I don't care for the repair system the weapon durability system that they got going on. But it looks cool that you're able to do more stuff within their sandbox. But it's not my type of game.
But you, Hunter, all in? You hyped to the moon?
Yeah, I'm probably not as hyped as some folks. I'm not I'm not going crazy and thinking this is the greatest thing ever. I think partly I certainly was more excited when I saw Breath of the Wild. I think the the essentially the same game world, slightly modified, and same graphics and pretty much same mechanics. Kind of, I guess it's almost the same thing as Burning Shores.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna call Zelda for sure is not DLC. I know people are saying that, but what I mean by that is I'm excited for Burning Shores. I think it looks great. I think they added a bunch of new things. But I'm not jumping up and down, right? It's it'll be fun, and I can't wait.
Are you saying you're tamed? You're tamed excitement? You're trying to say it's tamed, basically.
Dude, I'm absolutely gonna play the game, and I think the game looked phenomenal. But I'm just kind of a weird gamer because I think weird taste. But for example, I think I'm more interested and more excited about the Advance Wars remake that are coming out. I think next week. right?
Okay.
Because I love Advance Wars, and I love that series. I love that style of gameplay. I can't remember the last one I played. I think it would have been on my like DS, 10 years ago or whatever, 12 years ago. It was a long time, but anyway, like to me, it's like I'm more excited for that because it's like it's fresh, it's exciting, it's a franchise that I love that's coming back. So yeah, I think like I'm gonna be there for sure on day one for Zelda. I think the game looks phenomenal. I think the trailer 3 that they just had was the best for sure. They should have had that one or like a similar type of trailer earlier, I think, because that one did a really good job. I guess like we were kind of wondering the scope of this game. We didn't really know a lot about the characters and the story and what's going to happen, but this one was just like, I'm sure you guys saw the trailer. It was just like a montage of like every second was a new clip of like, oh, there's a new character, and like look at Ganondorf, like he's changed, and there's like I guess like the characters have like little tear things that are glowing on their body, and we don't know what they are, and it's like it was kind of like it was interesting and intriguing, and then there was like new characters that got introduced as well, right? So
what was
also the new champions, right?
Did they at least confirm 30 locked on this thing,
bro?
Oh, I don't.
Is that a joke? Is that a joke? Like
Nintendo?
What are we? What bit? Like what type of like you did that to troll my guy? Like why would you just ask? Is it a lock 30?
He fell for the bait like a motherfucker.
Like this dude. Like he knows. Like I'm exposing him. The man's trolling, guys. That's crazy to ask that and try to troll everybody in the chat and everybody here. No, I had to expose you for that.
He walked into this so casual. What?
No, I was like, I knew this man did that. Man said lock 30.
He walked in so casual, he didn't even know.
I did. I literally said it during my little speech there. So I was like, man said lock 30. I was like, this man definitely trolling right now.
Hey, man. You never know. They might surprise you.
Yeah. They got secret sauce within the hardware that we got no idea.
Bayonetta? Hey man, listen, we got frames that was unheard of. What was Bayonetta?
Oh my god,
dude! I try to play as many games as I can, but I actually didn't even bother with that. Like there was a Bayonetta game that came out last month, right?
Oh yeah, the prequel, some prequel game.
Like
right?
nobody is talking about that game.
Oh yeah, no.
Literally nobody.
I don't think it did well, if I recall. I don't know. I can't be like 100% positive about it, but no one really talked about it.
Yeah, game just came and went, and we all forgot about it.
That's per usual. What's that game called? Stellar Blade? When was that dropping? Do you remember? Do we have release?
It's supposed to be this year.
Oh, Stellar Blade looks great.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. That's the Bayonetta I want to play.
Year.
Yeah, that's the Bayonetta I want to play. I don't want to play this other one. Okay. Matthew, what's your thoughts on Zelda? You all in or you skipping Zelda?
I think it's good. To be honest, my son's really hyped for that one.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, he has a Switch, so I will watch him play.
So you know, no interest.
Not so much in Zelda.
So you're probably gonna get Burning Shores then, probably.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to Burning Shores, Lord of the Fallen. That's gonna be sweet. That one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, those kind of games. Wolverine, I'm with you there. Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, we still some ways off for that one, unfortunately. Speaking of, I guess going back here a little bit here, I'm a little surprised by this, but I guess I'm not because we're about to get into the marketing for Spider-Man 2, but Spider-Man 2018 is leaving PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, that's no longer going to be on Plus.
Are you sure it's surprising?
That's part of the collection, right?
I think so. It might
That's
be
what it is.
Yeah, it might be the case with that. Yeah.
Because my thing is, I also felt like too that Disney also has final say, right?
Yeah.
As well, like they license it out, so like I would assume PlayStation would have to ask for Disney's permission, or Marvel Games permission to put it on a service like that as well.
Well, to be fair too, though, I think they all are already in agreement because they're about to go like bananas with the marketing for Spider-Man.
Well,
2.
no, I mean that's completely different.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah,
and having it on a console, but having it on a service is also a different thing too. They would have to come in agreement. PlayStation can't be like, all right, we're putting this a year or 6 months. Marvel Games would have to absolutely say, yeah, we're also in agreement with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what was actually most exciting for me, it probably seems strange to call a game leaving PlayStation Plus exciting, is that I think it was like May 15th, right? May 15th is when it's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there's always a reason for everything, right? And so to me, the 15th is probably not a coincidence. I think there's been a lot of chatter. I think it was Jeff Grubb that originally said it, and there's been a bunch of folks that have corroborated it. But Sony apparently is going to have a big event that's going to happen before Summer Game Fest, like somewhere around like the end of May, maybe early June-ish. Mm-hmm. So to me, what this tells me is that they're absolutely not going to have their big showcase before the 15th of May, right? It's absolutely going to be after the 15th of May. Disney's smart and Sony is smart, and they know, because we've seen this with like, The Last of Us. It's actually, it was happening with Mario too. When the Mario movie came out, Mario game sales started going up. I saw an article about Twitch. Like, I think it was the number of hours streamed on Twitch like doubled as soon as in the month prior, and it's still like up high. So Sony knows that they're gonna have their big showcase. They're gonna show Spider-Man 2. It'll be like maybe end of May. It just left PlayStation Plus. As soon as they show Spider-Man 2, the pre-orders are gonna like skyrocket, just like what happened with Final Fantasy 16, and like the flywheel effect, right? So many people are gonna go out there and be like, I gotta play the first game. I gotta play Miles Morales.
It's like two marketing pushes in two different angles, right? Because you got the movie, which I mean, granted, it's not like a direct correlation to it, but it's still Spider-Man. And then you have the PlayStation Showcase, which they're most likely going to show a demo.
That's the main thing they're missing, is a big MCU Spider-Man film to really project this even further. Like, but obviously that's not.
Yeah, but they got the Spider-Verse, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's like, dude, no company's your friend, right? Yeah. Sony's not your. Sony's not your friend. Make money. It makes total sense. You cut it out of PlayStation Plus, and you'll sell 500,000 copies, over the summertime, or a million more copies over the summertime, because everybody has to play the first game and Miles Morales before they dive into Spider-Man.
To be fair, though, I think they got all the sales that they could get out of those games. I don't see those games really going back up in crazy stuff.
I think Miles
has a potential, but
because
I don't see
Miles is the main character within the movie. Well, so I can very much see Miles, that game being pushed like pretty like up in terms of sales. Yeah, but we'll see.
I can definitely kind of up in the air with that one. But it's gonna be interesting. So that's officially off the PlayStation Plus, lineup. So yeah, we'll see. They're definitely gearing up. Another thing that was interesting, even though I always thought this was weird, but they're finally stopping to do this, so I guess it's a dub for everybody. So you know how when you guys like claim your free games on PlayStation, you get those annoying messages?
Oh yeah, like you purchased something.
Yeah, like you actually. I'm like, bro, I didn't purchase anything. I just redeemed a game. But it's like, they're like, thank you for your purchase. So they're officially done sending those emails out. Thank God.
Thank goodness.
Thank you.
It's like spam, essentially.
That's what it does. It all goes to my spam folder. So
with a $0 transaction,
The Epic Game Store does it too, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, thank God it's done on that. So I'm okay with that. Let's see here,
dude. I'm trying to find my tweet. Here it is. I just found it. Just funny thing with this one. So I tweeted about the Sony's getting rid of the thank you for your purchase email. That, believe it or not, was the highest engaged tweet I've had in like since the beginning of the year or dude, or like in the last like 6 months or a year. I shit you not, man. You can go check out my Twitter.
Dude,
6,400 people like that tweet.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Dude, it's fucking...
Almost 500,000 people saw that tweet.
Oh, God.
I swear Twitter is, like, hilarious and so random. I tweet so many things every day. And
hilarious.
Thank you for your purchase receipt is, like...
I mean, it's
leagues above everything else I've ever tweeted.
It's most because it's unnecessary. Like, everybody didn't want it. We don't fucking want it on our spam folders.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they finally got rid of it.
200. There's like 100. Like, there's hundreds of comments. There's 164, but then there's like threads. But like literally everybody is just cheering.
I mean, it's good.
I'm gonna have to tweet about the most random, stupidest little thing. Sony like made this a little bit more efficient.
Damn, you know, I think about it. This actually has been going on since PS3, right? Those messages, remember correctly? Those thank you for your purchase for those redeeming the free game. That's been going on since PS3. So it took them to now to realize, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're done blowing up your DM. Like,
thank goodness.
I mean, thank you. I appreciate it. PlayStation, we appreciate it. But Jesus Christ, I mean, talk about
that long, though.
Taking you that long. No awareness. But I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. Let's see here. What else happened this week? You guys got anything else you want to talk about? Go ahead. Feel free to let.
I'm trying to think of like what exactly happened.
Yeah, what's a whole lot?
I do have one question for the boys.
What's up?
Okay, so I saw the Final Fantasy. We premiered it. It looks amazing. But do you prefer having full control of your character with the buttons on the PlayStation buttons versus a preset? Like with fight, like pushing and having full control like God of War, Spider-Man, where you can push every button, have your abilities on selection.
Reddit, what's your thoughts on that?
From what I'm seeing in terms of the layout and stuff like that, it looks pretty intuitive to me, so I don't care.
Sorry, what was the question? I was looking at the news again. I'm always checking the news out, man. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to news.
Dude, you turn it to night mode. You got like 4 fucking monitors. Let's. He said so many references.
What was the question?
Oh, he said, "Do you Oh, go ahead. You can ask me again.
Go ahead, Ryan. You can do it.
What you're saying? You asking for? Do you prefer if Final Fantasy has the same button prompts? I think you said as God of War, as you said. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, on the game while you're playing it. Is that what you prefer?
Oh,
if you have full control of your character rather than presets.
Because it looked like there were button prompts on screen during. It looks like there's like button mashing that you have to do with Final Fantasy.
That
16.
and they have different abilities and stuff that you alternate. So you can switch icons, which has the different abilities that you can create different combinations. Besides doing the regular attack, and you have your regular evade, of course. But you also have the different combinations. So if you have Garuda, as well as, let's say, Phoenix and Shiva, you can, like, alternate on a whim and being able to use those combos. And, like, comparing it to, like, God of War, I'll be honest, like, this combat to me looks honestly better than God of War, if I'm being quite honest.
Yeah, one button set move. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, personally, I hope that they have options. I actually do this now in some games just because I think I'm just like getting old and like getting tired of mashing buttons. Like, but in some games they give you the option where it's like instead of like hammering when the prompt comes, you can just hold the button.
You could do that in Resident Evil.
Right?
You could do that in Resident Evil 3 remake. It was so hilarious. Yeah. They didn't even bother to optimize. You could just hold the button and you would survive Nemesis or anything. I was like, "Are you shitting me?"
I gotta check because I think I did that in RE4 remake too. I think there was
an
option
RE4
to like
hold.
Anyways, like it depends on the game, but like I'm just
because those are different like things. Like Spider-Man's a very different game. It's not a high octane hack and slash RPG. Spider-Man's like very similar to like Batman, right? So it's like those are two different games to also kind of compare. right? Like, I guess you could say the better comparison would be DMC5 and Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Was there anything else that happened? I'm trying to think. Was there anything else that happened?
I'm gonna look through Twitter, but
I don't see much else that's happened this week.
I'm looking real quick though. Let me see. I mean, I guess not a lot of people are gonna care, but I can talk about it.
Go ahead.
Real quick. So there was a a leak that happened on Easter Sunday, and a Twitter user with like 2 followers or something leaked a Sega internal like trailer for their upcoming release games. So they showed off a Sonic Frontiers game, like sizzle reel. It's a sizzle reel, and it was like unreleased boss or enemy that didn't make it into the final game, but you could see that via their like concept art book or something like that. And also along with it was Jet Set Radio 3 and Persona 3, which very different than the original Persona 3 Fez because it looks like an actual remake. And then people were like, oh, this got to be fake, this, that, and the third. And then Gamatsu came out and said, we can't confirm the validity of this video, but we can say that Persona 3 Remake has been in development for several years, as well as Persona 6. So that gave some credence, and then people realized in the like domain name that there was a P3RE, which was like a March 15th or something like that got listed or something, and basically giving even more credence that Jet Set Radio 3 absolutely happening, as well as a Persona 3 remake. So I'm super excited for Persona 3 remake. I know a lot of people probably aren't, but dude, Persona 3 probably my second favorite Persona game in terms of like, if you like turn-based combat, go play Persona or SMT. Like those games are like top notch in that genre of video games. Like, and seeing like the level of detail kind of potentially being even better than Persona 5 Royal, that it's great in my book, man.
Big Mike says
Just
you capping,
expect
by
to be
the way.
depression.
What's your thoughts on that?
About what?
He said God of War was amazing combat.
I didn't say it wasn't. I said the combat in terms of Final Fantasy 16 and DMC5. Personally, I'll say DMC5 in particular, I think has better combat than God of War Ragnarok. Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
But to be fair, Big Mike has questionable taste.
He does.
And he kind of proves that every time he goes against the grain. So I was just like, oh, par for the course. That's why I even commented. I was like, I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I was like, I expected you to say that.
Damn,
it's like,
Mike.
honestly, you can read his mind a mile away and expect him to say that response.
Damn,
so I'm not
Mike.
shocked.
I didn't want to say he got you, but he got you.
Yeah. And also, that's not even talking like his other taste too. That's just talking game.
Yeah, he got you. We ain't going to the other taste. We ain't going to.
The other stuff is even way worse.
We ain't going to. That's another conversation for another time.
Oh yeah. But
that's another conversation. All right. I think we pretty much covered everything. Got everything out the way. Shout out to everybody that came through, man. Good to see everybody. Hope you guys had a good time. I had a great time. And of course, it's always a pleasure. Let's go ahead and get everybody's outros out the way. Of course, we'll say thanks to Next Gen Gaming for coming through. I appreciate you, brother. Go ahead and shout out your channel. And put a link to it in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Tell people where to find you. Matthew, tell them where to find you.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Red Hood.
Yeah, it was a great show. We like overall shout out to Cage and shout out to Hunter and our special guest, and overall, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe, and I will be on BitCloud 24/7 trying to get this man to make content, honestly, because he does need to make content, and you guys should message him about making actual content. So like, honestly be on him, tweet at him, Discord message him, just say, hey, you want that content, because I feel like everyone wants it. So just honestly message Big Cloud. Hell, it could even be spam. No, I'm just kidding. But no, make sure to also like I said, hit the notification bell. Check me out, redhood420 on Twitch, Twitter, redhood240, and all that jazz. And like I said, guys, take it easy, stay safe. Peace.
There you go. Hunter, you there? I think Hunter stepped away. All right.
Supposedly you have a super chat. Supposedly.
I
don't
do.
know. That's what Big Mike said.
All right, I'll let you read it. Do you see it? Do you see a super chat for Big Mike? I don't see a super chat. Oh, let me go here myself. I found it. $5 super chat from Big Mike. You had to stop me just to read this, huh? I had to read this, huh? I had to read this, Big Mike.
He was messaging it. So.
$5 super chat. He says, Big Cloud, you're going to play the FF. You know what? Asking for a friend.
And then Delta said that he's still got to stream Final Fantasy VII Remake first. Honestly,
it's going to happen. Just let it go.
This guy said this like consecutive like months, bro. Don't even believe it at this point, bro. I'm like an old man at this point. Like, bro, I'm going to have glasses. I'm going to have a cane.
You kind of already do.
Gonna be like, we're going to be like on podcast episode 500 or something like that.
You know what? That might be the plan.
And then we're going to be like, yo, Big Cloud, you still got to stream Final Fantasy VII Remake. And he's going to be like, what? What is that game? And talk like an old man.
Yeah. So. I'm saying shake a tail feather. No hips. I'm going to play that shit. Nah, I will be playing it, okay? I'll be playing the game. Hunter, outro, my brother. Tell people where to find you. I know.
Up, yeah. So you can find me on Twitter. Just go to Next Gen Player. I try to tweet as much as I can about all the cool news, a lot of things that we talk about on the podcast. I'll make sure to get that tweeted out, and just it's it's basically a news Twitter feed. That's all. I don't really post a lot of it myself. Every now and again I do, but it's usually just what are the cool things that are happening today. It's usually I focus a little bit more on PlayStation, but I still try to talk about all the cool Xbox and PC and Nintendo news as well. So yeah, check me out, Next Gen Player on Twitter.
There you go. Thank you guys again. We will see you guys next Friday. Y'all be good. Enjoy your weekend. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. We are out of here. Peace.